Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi-Vision for November 13th. Give me 1 second. I somehow mixed up which camera is which, and I can't get the picture to hide. I lost where it's at. Ah, geez. I don't know what I did. I did. Oh, well, I'll keep trying to figure it out while I'm talking. Hold on, let me bring you in, Scarlet. Sorry, you're not on the stage. There we go.
You have a fandom access there in the corner too.
Oh, I didn't even realize I still did. See, that's how much attention I'm paying. It has been all day. I've been doing a lot of computer stuff and trying to figure things out here. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. I'm like going to camera one and right there we go. Okay, it's back. You got a camera. But everybody, welcome. Obviously, we are back. We're going to be doing episode 3 and 4 tonight, which I know is a little confusing since we talked about 5 and 6 last night for our review. So, yeah, but I waited for you, so we'll do 3 and 4. Hopefully, I'm not sure if it's StreamYard or if it's YouTube, but I'm not seeing anybody but me connected. Well, hopefully there'll be people. If they're coming late, hopefully. All right. Well, since everybody kind of heard mine a while ago, what did you think about these 2 episodes?
I have 2 thoughts because I just watched them. The Dolmen thing reminds me a lot of From.
Wow. Yeah.
I was almost wondering if it was going to get a little like timey-wimey otherworldish, and then 2, I was like, is he the baddie?
Maybe you have to watch the last 2 to find that out.
Did he just kill a bunch of people and just not remember?
Could be. Hold on. I realized I have the wrong pictures. Keep going. I'm just wondering why. I was thinking, why does this look wrong? And I realized it's because I have the wrong pictures up. That's why.
Oh, for 5 and 6?
Yeah, that's why I was like, this doesn't seem right. So ignore that. I was thinking that didn't seem right. But other than the whatever it is, Dolmen Stool, are you liking it though?
Yeah, I think the story's intriguing for the most part.
All right. I having seen the whole thing, I could say I don't necessarily love all of it, but I love the majority of it. Let's put it that way. My only thing is I gotta somehow here get my mind back on the other episode, and I didn't realize how hard that was going to be. So I gotta try to remember because I don't think I can really quick find. Hold on 1 second. Lazarus, Harlan Coben. Because I don't have anything, any notes or anything up, just because I didn't intend to. I don't know. I didn't think about it.
I can tell you the turns in this one. The turn in this one is that his sister was involved with like.
Oh, okay, that's what the are. All right.
That's the turn. That's the big reveal at the end, and then the big reveal. The other one is that oh my god, there's so many reveals though.
All right, fair enough. Hold on, I'm getting up.
Billy's mom dies. He finds out the kid is his, but we always knew the kid was his. And
yeah, we did already always know that. The problem is, and this has been a problem with this show to begin with, is I cannot get really super great screen captures. So I don't have as many. So like there's probably going to be things I'm going to be looking at them and be like, wait, what? Trying to remember. But I remember that the episode before this ended with him seeing Sutton. Obviously, since they were at the desk. I mean, I think that we kind of all saw that coming. Hey, Hunter. I mean, didn't you expect him to eventually see Sutton?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, yeah, we did. So you find out, I think if I remember rightly, a lot of what this episode and this part is about is him finding out what happened that night. And when she comes in and talks to his father and he's seeing this flashback, This is about her saying that she was going to break up with Billy. If I say something wrong, tell me, because I'm really trying to remember. But I believe that was what this conversation was about. She
Oh, I
was
thought
like
the conversation was more about her wanting to go to the dance and him not wanting her to go.
that too. But I thought she had mentioned here she broke up with Billy. That was why he went to see him. But yeah, she wanted to go to the dance, and obviously his father had wanted Laz to go to stay with her and not to leave. And so whenever she left early, that's why he kind of blamed Laz. But he found out from what she said to his father that she was intending to break up with Billy, which is why he goes to see Billy. At least I'm pretty sure that's why he goes to see Billy at his comic book.
At Morbid Comics Inc.
Morbid Comics, yeah, at his comic book store. And this is where he talks to him, and he learns. That's when they talk about that. What'd you call it? A dolmen? I already forgot what it was called.
Well, I was really curious about that stool for the longest time, so it was nice to get an explanation.
Yeah.
You also have a gray box hanging down underneath your graphic, at least on my.
Whoa, what just happened? Okay, that's weird. Hold on. That wasn't supposed to happen. I'm not sure what happened. Weird. Okay, hold on. It somehow like reset the crop. I don't know what that's about, but we'll fix it.
Yeah.
There we go. It's all good. All right. But
well, the donut to me, when they said entry into the worlds, I thought, okay, well, maybe that's why people are seeing this guy as his dad. Like there's some, timey-wimey woohoo going on.
Yeah. I think the thing is there isn't enough like this show, at least I had said from the beginning, and I don't know. I think you had kind of agreed a little bit that like it isn't. I don't think it's like actually sci-fi. Like I think a lot of the stuff about him seeing ghosts in that is going to end up being something else. So I didn't really expect it to end up being a lot of that kind of woo-woo stuff, but I guess it depends, and it's obviously done in a way that it could, it could go either way.
Ambiguous.
Don't know, to get a little bit further.
But what's on the desk? It looks like a little devil or something. Where are these things on this desk?
It's some kind of action figure, probably for whatever comic he has. I don't know. It kind of looks like a Groot with the antenna.
It's like a mummy and a devil and like
something. But he had found out from the last episode from Sam that Billy was her boyfriend. And that is part of why he went to talk to him. And let's see. I have to go to So he goes to talk to him at the office, and then he tells him, he asks them kind of where he was after Sutton and what had happened, and he says he was at the Caribbean, and he's been gone for a while, and that's kind of his excuse. But he does know from what Sam said that they were arguing during the dance, so that's why he's kind of thinks maybe he had something to do with her death. This is Laz's current idea anyway, since it changes a lot. But he says that they were just arguing, they're going off to university, they're going to be separated. And he said they were happy, they weren't going to break up, but we kind of don't believe this. And when he leaves, and I don't know if I have a picture of it or not, but after Laz leaves, he's drawing that dolmen. So we know that it's got some kind of connection to him. We just don't know what it is. And please, if at any time you want to stop me, because I'm just kind of going through trying to remember what happened.
That's okay.
So feel free to stop me. So then Laz goes and talks to Seth, and he wants to know about the results of the test, of the gunshot residue test. And he tells them that there was gunshot residue on under his father's fingernails. So they think that he did shoot himself. And obviously Laz does not agree with that, especially because his father's been, telling him he's been murdered. But I don't know. I guess as someone who hasn't, hi Kelly, as someone who hasn't seen the end, like, do you believe that? Or do you think that there's something else? Like, I kind of wasn't sure about the whole thing with his father. Like another thing of like, could have kind of gone either way, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the test came back saying it was under his
Mhm.
fingernails. So
Well, I'm curious, how hard, like, is that easy to, like,
to fake,
yeah, to show, like, to set up
I don't know.
without
I mean,
leaving your own fingerprints or some DNA of yours on, underneath the fingernails as well, like,
I mean,
or to fake that?
usually when somebody has gunshot residue on them, it's because they fired a gun. I mean, there's
Mhm,
been a
yeah.
lot of times in something like, CSI where maybe they fired a different gun earlier in the
Yeah,
day
or
or
they
something
went
like
went out to target practice or
that.
something,
Right.
or he felt,
So,
like, scared, so he got a gun for self-defense, something like that.
yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think that a way to, but again, it's TV, so it's hard to tell what,
Yeah.
where they go. But in real life, I don't know, it's probably not easy to fake. But it at least says that there's a possibility he really did kill himself.
Yeah.
Hi, Knight Rider. I'm not sure that
Yeah.
that necessarily means there isn't more going on,
Mhm.
but
But it was enough for the cops, and they were
it's
like,
enough for the
"It's
cops,
fine."
but obviously not enough for Lazarus because he's not
Yes.
gonna leave it go. But he does tell him that he talked to Sutton, and he does think that he still thinks that Sutton and Cassandra and his father that their deaths are all connected. He thinks it's the same killer. Um,
Mhm.
and this is where I kind of was like, not sure because they don't like there seems to be some connection, but not necessarily in the same way. Like it doesn't necessarily make sense that whoever killed Sutton is who killed his father and who killed Cassandra because
Mhm.
Cassandra's death happened to. I'm trying to remember if it was around. I guess it was a little bit later than Sutton's death, but they were a long time ago, and it just to me kind of
Mhm.
seemed a little strange that it would be like that long later. But yeah, I don't know. So at any rate, they're saying
Mhm.
right now that that's what it is. And sorry, there's the gunshot residue test there. So then, see, I think I'm trying to not go too far ahead
Did
because
you
I think,
go back to the 2 shot of them in the diner?
yep, go ahead.
I just wanna see what they were eating. Okay.
Oh, all right.
He's
I
eating, the other guy's not. That seems
Yeah,
right.
no, I'm trying to see because I feel
Oh,
like,
yeah, he said it was 3 Meat Monday, I forgot. 3 Meat
oh
Monday.
yeah, he did.
So I guess
Um,
bacon, sausage, and haggis? I don't know.
something, I don't
They're
know.
not in Scotland.
So he
Oh,
goes
ham.
to,
Probably sausage, bacon, and ham.
I don't know. They don't show the menu, so I can't give an answer to that. So he goes to the bar and he asks the woman that I don't remember his name, his ex-wife, Bella.
Oh, Bella.
Um, he, Bella, yeah, he asks her for basically for a black light, which I thought this part was kind of dumb because like why couldn't he just go to Walmart and buy a black light? Like what was the point of him going to the bar? I don't know.
You can go to a pet store and buy a black light.
You can go to lots of places and buy
Yeah.
black lights. It's not hard to get.
Well, maybe you just
Um,
want to see Bella. Maybe you just want
Yeah,
to.
maybe. I guess that's true. He probably was using it as an excuse. We have not done Welcome to Derry, Knight Rider. I am not certain horror I don't love, and I really did not like it. So I have kind of not wanted to see it. Not enough people it seemed like they cared enough that I didn't know if it was worth it, and I'm not really watching it.
And
So
so many other people are covering it.
yeah, and a lot of other people are covering it.
Yeah.
I was gonna try, but I heard it was really violent, and I'm just kind of like, not really. But we are doing Pluribus now. I did watch that. We did talk about
Yeah.
that last night. So at least that's something new.
Are you gonna do
But
that episode to episode, or just cover it in one
just
Tuesday?
at Fandom Access, when we do our review, I was like down for
Yeah.
doing a deep dive, but nobody else wanted to do it, and I hadn't talked to you yet, so
Excuse me.
I give it to you. I mean, I'm open for doing Pluribus if people want
I'll
to
have
see.
to watch it. I'll watch it and see, because I haven't
Yes,
seen it yet.
it's pretty
Because I was on
good, but
vacation for like a week, so
yeah, no, I know. And the other problem is too, we'll be behind. So it's kind of like, is there time? I don't know. Like, is it worth it? It depends if, like I said, let people, if you like it and you really want us to do a deep dive, please let us know because I don't know that there's tons to dive. I mean, there's some, but not as much as, some other shows.
a
But then
mystery.
again, there isn't a whole bunch in this to dive either. So, but we're doing it. All right. Well,
Yeah, it's for a mystery. It explains itself a lot because I was telling my boyfriend how they have a scene, and then they kind of explain it for me. So if I kind of drifted off and come back,
yeah, it's not. I mean, look, Lazarus is good, but it's not the best. It's not the best of the
yeah.
Harlan Coben stories
No,
either.
I like it even when people say they understand the information, the person still fills it in.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Well, you
familiar with
also,
this thing in psychology, right? Yes, I'm a psychiatrist. Yes, I am. But let me tell you to you anyway.
yeah, true. But also, you know that with his stories, like it's never going to end up what they expect it to be. Um, it is not. In his stories, they always have more twists and turns. So he takes the black light, he goes back into the office. He does see on the statue what's likely his father's blood. So that's kind of another clue that it makes sense he shot himself because there's blood there behind where he would have been. But he decides to look on, and I don't know if you can see in the picture, but he remembers how you know, we think that Cassandra killed her boyfriend.
This show's favorite special effect that they show over
Yeah,
and over again.
the head bashing. So there's
Yes.
where I took it. You can't really tell what it is. So he does look where that had happened at to see if he sees blood, and he does. So it's kind of
So
apparent.
is it from that kid or is it from something else?
It's from what was her boyfriend's name? I forget her boyfriend's name now, but Neil, Cassandra's boyfriend Neil.
Yeah.
So it's definitely saying that she did kill him in the office.
Okay.
And I definitely was a little confused at first about that and thinking,
Yeah, me
okay,
too.
well, it must be that his father helped her cover it up, I guess, because who else drives the body, right? I'm not sure why at this point. We don't really know why why that happened, but it appears that that is what happened since there is a big blood
Yeah.
spot.
I didn't know that was just hallucination. A lot of this stuff I'm not 100%. There's ghosts walking around.
Yeah, it's
What
hard
are
to
the
tell.
manifestations of the past or real ghosts? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with this, and that's why I said a lot of it I think isn't necessarily ghosts. I didn't think kind of from the beginning. I figured that it wouldn't be just because his stuff is usually not sci-fi, so I didn't necessarily expect it to turn out that way.
But then he
But
has the dolmen, which makes me feel like it's linked to some alternative, spirituality or world, where people see him as his dad.
I mean, it could be, or it could just be you're thinking too much about it. Basically. Yeah, I don't know. I just assumed it was something else, but you never know. And you haven't seen the end, so I won't tell
I
you.
haven't seen the end. You're right.
So then he meets Harry, who was also a patient of his father's. And he is worried because he went to the police about something, which he was encouraged by Laz's father. And he's kind of upset because he wasn't ready to go do whatever this was. He reported somebody. So we don't know what it is, but we're assuming somebody did something to him. And he's worried that whoever it is that he told on, that he's going to get in trouble. And he asks his father just to tell him everything's going to be okay. Like, I thought that was a little strange. He says that, like, that's not really his job, but okay. But I mean, I don't know. It just be strange. Like he says, just tell me it's going to be okay. Like he's supposed to help him through it, not just like lie to him and be like, oh yeah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, sure.
But he's worried something will happen to him. And of course, Laz goes and looks up the file of him and finds out, of course,
he's very emo in this picture.
He is. And of course, he was dead. Not that that's surprising,
of
but
course.
he is dead. And according to the file,
I didn't get to read this. Let me read this.
It just basically says about the abuse, that he was abused by a priest. I can't remember if it says sexually abused or just abused, but I'm assuming
it says sexually abused right here.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it did or not, but yeah. He was sexually abused and then murdered. So I do think that I was kind of at this point sort of questioning, like, if he was abused by this guy and he was worried something was going to happen to him.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it the doctor Lazarus, like, kind of his duty to tell somebody and to do something about it? And he clearly didn't, or at least didn't do the right thing. And I believe at this point, whenever he shows up, I think this is when Laz kind of yells at him for that reason, and doesn't understand why he didn't do more that maybe he could have. And, rightly so. Like, he should have went to somebody. He sees the paper here that is about the priest being arrested, and I don't know if he remembers or not, but he ends up going back to the psychiatric ward because that's where that guy is. And he had left a video before saying that he did not kill him. Like, he admitted to molesting him. He admitted to other things, but he did not admit to killing him, which is a little strange. Like, why not admit to it? But he went and he jumped off the building after he made this video. So I think right now, like, at this point in the story, my thing was, like, why would somebody kill Harry? Like, I could understand them killing him if he abused him, but, like, what would be the reason that somebody would kill Harry that wasn't him, if that makes sense? Thanks, DJ. Appreciate it. So I don't know. Do you have any theories?
I don't know. There's so much going on in the show.
You don't know. Well, that's why I'm trying to remember
what he didn't do it, Jamie.
Back here. Maybe he didn't do it. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what would be the reason somebody else would? Like, there has to be a motive, right?
He had to have done something, Jamie.
I will say
maybe he saw something. Maybe he sees something. Yeah. He couldn't not see.
To stay concurrent. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We don't know enough about him.
I feel bad. I feel he's very tragic.
It is. The poor guy was abused, and then he ended up dead, and we don't even know why or who did it. But yeah, so he jumped.
There he goes.
There he goes. Yeah. This is why I think, like, next time we need to make sure we stay concurrent with the other show, because it's, like, really hard to. I feel like I'm doing a bad job, and it's just because I'm trying really hard to remember, and it's, like, not.
Well, you could have just held off on the Tuesday one.
Yeah, but they didn't want to wait, so we had to do it.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're working with other people, man.
Well, we could have. I mean, I know originally we were going to just skip it, but I know you wanted to wait, so I'm trying. So then he talks to this guy who works at the psychiatric facility, and he says that he talked to him. He asked him about talking to him before it happened, and he's like, "You talked to him." So, yeah, that was a big question for me. Like, why would Laz not remember talking to him if he talked to him before he did it? Or did he just not care?
He can't remember things, Jamie, like Sweet, Sweet Murder.
Well, him not remembering seems very concerning to me, that he did not remember. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope people are actually watching this. It seems like we lost everybody. A lot of people are from Twitch. I don't know if they're actually here or not. I don't know. It's not.
Muncher's still here.
Yeah, I think Muncher's. I don't know. It's not. StreamYard's being weird. Anyway, so
it might just kick in though, like 5 minutes.
It might. It definitely might. So then he goes to see his sister Jenna, who is talking to. I don't have a picture. I was gonna say, I thought I did. Talking to Margot, excuse me. And he is not happy that she's there. That's for sure. Kelly's still there. Well, thank you. Whoops. Thank you, Kelly. What the heck did I do? I clicked something. Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad you're still there. Now it jumped up again. See, I don't know.
See?
I think it's just not working. Sometimes StreamYard's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's talking to Margot. They're having a drink. And he does find out after that the whole reason she was there was to try to settle the legal stuff with the office, because they were gonna, whoever had it was gonna, like, close the lease or whatever. But he tells her that he talked to her son, which obviously she's not super happy about. And he gets mad at her because she didn't tell him about Cassandra. And if you remember before, that's the thing to me that never made a lot of sense. Well, one of the things that never made a lot of sense. Do you remember whenever he was on the phone with her, he started commenting on, why didn't you tell me Cassandra was dead? And she's like, my connection's bad. And it seemed like she was faking that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was about, or if that was just like a red herring and maybe her connection was really bad. I don't know. But he's kind of accusing her of doing something wrong. And he also accuses her of stealing the first part of the suicide note. I think we had mentioned I think it was from last week when we had mentioned it like the end of the sentence as opposed to the beginning of the sentence. So he definitely doesn't trust her or Billy, her son, and
or
of course,
anybody.
or anybody. But of course, his
I just trust his sister now.
Yeah, well, his sister isn't happy that he's just like accusing her. Well, I guess they're friends. I mean, she knows the family because of their father.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now he's on this Billy kick. He thinks Billy did it, and he does here finally admit to talking to, I think he says here, doesn't he say? Yeah, he tells Jenna, this is where he tells Jenna that he's been seeing the ghost. And she's upset because she's the one that she thinks is more open to
she
it.
Can't see the ghost.
She can't see the ghost. She's the one that's more open. She thinks they should be coming to her, and she's not. So she's not too happy about that. But whenever he starts talking about Billy, she does act a little weird, and we don't know why yet at this point. But she is upset that he's seen him. Aiden pops over. He's been hurt. So they kind of fix his cuts. And that's really, plays out later. We don't really find out anything at that point other than he's just bleeding and, they help him. But then Jenna goes to the office and starts yelling because she's, again, trying to hear the voices, doesn't hear anybody. And nobody shows up. Like they try to get him to show up. He's kind of like, I did this
until she leaves.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, he even says, that he did this before with Seth, and obviously that doesn't make her very happy, right? That he told Seth and not her. That pisses her off more, so she leaves. And then this woman comes in.
See, that's the thing. It's like you could think it's more in his head because it never happens when there's another person around.
And yeah, I definitely figured it could be. Yeah. Whatever it is, it seems to always be from his father's point of view, which is the odd thing, I think.
Yeah.
And then this woman comes in, and I remember thinking when I watched this scene, it would be so funny if she was real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it turns out she is. So she.
Yeah, because she said he was dapper and everything. I thought, she's talking about him and not the dad. I know she is.
Yeah,
that's the setup.
Yeah, kind of wondered. But let's see. But yeah, she comes in. She is talking to him like his father, but it's because she thinks he's his father, and it's kind of funny later because it's like, if it is real, he's just continuing this farce and letting her think this, which you don't do. But he finds her name, goes to find her file, and she doesn't have a file because she's never been there before.
Yeah.
But what he does find is the drawing book, the sketchbook that Sutton had before, that has the picture of the dolmen on the sketchbook cover, which was, of course, what was on the suicide note and what Billy was drawing earlier. So that's very suspicious. And he takes it to Billy like immediately. And there she is visiting the grave.
Trying to get contact.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he also likes this woman. There's a lot of weird, like their whole interaction is very weird because there's some flirtiness. Yeah. There's the book. So he immediately goes back to Billy and he's like, what the fuck? That's kind of the point. He's like, you lied to me. You were with it. No. But this is where he explains.
Like that.
Yeah, no, this is where he explains about the dolmen and about it being on the suicide note. And he does tell Lazarus that he talked to his father about the symbol. And this is what you were talking about, where he says, some people believe the dolmen was a portal to another world. And
it's
so,
like those
yeah.
things in From, those rock things
Oh,
the
those
kids
rocks
make.
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that may be a red herring.
No, say it's not so. I want it to be a
I don't
different
know.
world.
But either way,
Because I have a whole theory in my head about that.
Well, I don't know. You gotta wait and see the end. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, I just said I know, I told you I don't know. I'm not saying. But I think I don't know. I didn't put that much thought into it at this point when I had seen to this point. But when he comes and talks to him, he does admit to Laz that Sutton broke up with him. And the whole thing that happened was that he gave her this book because he didn't want her to break up with him. And it wasn't working. So he decided to try to piss her off and make her jealous by making out with her sister Jenna.
Well, you don't know that at first.
You don't know that okay, well, in this scene you find out.
They show the scene because it's kind of a slow burn. They show the scene.
You don't know.
She's like, okay, you see that you see a girl, but you don't know who it is.
True.
To the big reveal.
Yeah, but he does eventually reveal that it was Jenna that he was making out with. So this kind of opens up a whole new, like another thing that could be going on. You know what I mean? And
a whole new direction.
A whole new direction, yeah.
That's what Rolling Murders in the Building.
Okay. And it also
takes it in a whole nother direction.
It does. And it also shows her having a flashback, seeing Sutton's body and the blood. And if he was the one that found her, like, that doesn't make a ton of sense, right? Like, what's up with that?
Well, it doesn't look good for the sister here.
It doesn't look good for the sister. And she's got like a little altar thing going on as well in the present, which is very... Look, I don't know that it's strange. I mean, she could just be remembering her sister, but having the scene overlapping with these scenes of her finding the body makes it very suspicious, right?
It's a guilt altar.
Yeah, it could be. It looks like there's some amethyst there. I don't know. It's hard to tell what that is.
And she wants her to come back, so she's like, "Are you okay with me? Please forgive me."
Yeah.
She can't get her. She can't get her on the ghost phone.
She blames herself. We don't know exactly what went down yet.
Well, it looks like something went down.
But that is where the third episode ends. So yeah. So this is after this. That's halfway through the season. This isn't a super long season. I don't know that it really needed more. I think that it was sufficient, but yeah, I don't know.
It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
So, any thoughts at this point? Like what did you think when you were done with the third one? Where was your head kind of at?
Well, I know that she didn't kill her. That seems pretty obvious.
Yeah,
she probably found her and got blood on her hands of finding her. It seems like another Only Murders in the Building thing where somebody's by somebody and just got blood on themselves.
Yeah.
But they didn't do the murdering.
Well, I don't know that I ever suspected her. And the other thing is that would make me question it is, I mean, granted, it could be an unreliable narrator, but if you're seeing a flashback where she's like, "Oh no, what happened?" I mean, you're kind of assuming that she wasn't the murderer, but I guess she could have, and then was like, "Oh no."
Well, and then they also explained that she kind of got roofied a little bit too. So
yeah, but that's not till the next episode.
Yeah, I know.
You're getting ahead. You're getting ahead. All right. Let's move on to episode 4. Let me open up. Where did it go? It opened it somewhere.
Oh no.
I'm like, I sometimes have too many windows open, and that's the problem. I can't find where it went. And now I need to open the poop. Hold on. That window seems like I have it open way further than it should be. I have to resize it the same, because if I don't, it won't fit when I switch it. It's annoying. All right. We will switch to this one. There we go.
So
All right.
you've seen other series from the same writer, but you haven't read his books. But do they
Right.
follow a pattern?
What do you mean by pattern? It depends what
Like,
you
does
mean by.
the writer have a certain, way of doing things? Like, is there a twist, then a twist, then a double twist, then or
Yeah, usually there's a lot of twists. I mean, look, I've said before, usually I have really liked his shows and have thought that they've been pretty good. Some of them are better than others. I liked Shelter a lot. And I feel like Shelter was kind of how I figured this one would be, where it was like made it seem like there were sci-fi elements, but there wasn't necessarily. And that's kind of how I think at this point I thought that this one was going. I'm not saying whether that's what happened or not, but I thought that just because I don't think he tends to write sci-fi. At least I didn't think he did. So yeah, I don't. What the heck? What did I open? I opened the wrong thing. Sorry. I'm getting a recap up in front of me, and somehow, I guess because I'm talking, I opened Shelter, and I'm like, what the fuck? That isn't the right thing. Like, this isn't the right people I'm supposed to be reading about. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, I have liked his stories, but they kind of vary on. Some are better than others. But
which ones have you seen?
I've seen all the ones that were in English and started one of the dubbed ones. There's Safe. Okay. There's Safe, Fool Me Once. I don't remember all their names offhand. Shelter.
What's the original language in the dubbed ones?
That I don't remember. I just know it was dubbed, and I started one of them, and for whatever reason, I never got around to finishing it. I mean, it was good, what I had seen. Yeah. I just never had time to finish it. All right. So, do you have any particular thoughts on this episode before I go through them here? This is learning about what happened with his sister, I guess it looks like.
At the dance.
At the dance. So yeah, we get to find out more about the dance from Jenna, but Laz is pissed because she didn't tell him that happened. And, he thinks this is why his sister left. And he's really upset because this whole time he's been blaming himself for the fact that he didn't stop Sutton from leaving the dance. And now he feels like it was her fault she left the dance and she never told him and she let him continue to blame himself. And I can't remember where exactly in the episode it's revealed, but he basically admits after a while that he didn't leave. The reason he didn't leave the dance was because he was trying to have sex with his girlfriend at the time. So yeah,
I feel that would really mess a guy up.
Yeah, and I don't look, even if that was the reason why he didn't come home, it clearly still wasn't his fault. I mean, he's
like he says he was a teenage boy, It's not.
Yeah, and it wasn't really his job to watch her.
Yeah.
And I question how much his father even told him to, or was it more just like his father after was like, you shouldn't have watched her,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but either way, he feels betrayed by her. So he's pissed off and upset and wants to know what happened. And she says that she can't remember exactly what happened, which he doesn't seem to buy at the beginning. But she just says that, she kissed Billy. She was drunk. Billy caught them. Or sorry, Sutton caught them.
Many people in the snare.
Yeah, Sutton caught them and she ran out. Oh God, doing it again. Sorry. I need to start getting more sleep. That she ran out.
I haven't caught up on sleep from TeslaCon, so I mean it was like a nonstop party for like 5 days. So
I get it. Once I start yawning, I can't quit because I think sometimes I start thinking about it and then I yawn even more.
Oh yeah,
that's worse.
It's supposed to keep you awake though.
I don't know. It's supposed to, but and I wonder if
it's such a thing called Olympic yawn, where Olympians like yawn a lot so they can get revved up.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because you're not on video. Because do you know how like yawns are contagious? They're actually contagious over Zoom. I found this out.
Oh, interesting.
When I was in one of the green rooms, like everybody started yawning one time because one person yawned. Like it is contagious in virtually too. But anyway, she came home, she fell asleep. She doesn't remember what happened other than she heard Lazarus scream and she woke up and she went, and that's when she found Sutton's body. So is admitting that she lied, that she found the body. Like, I mean, he still found the body first, but basically after he found the body and she heard him scream, when he went out to get somebody, she came in and found him. But she went outside, I guess, to get help too. Or no, he had already, I guess, left her when she found her, but she went out to get somebody to help, and the police were already on their way. So I guess he had already told. And so she didn't think that there was, she had any reason to tell all that stuff. So she just went and washed her hands off. Like, really? That was kind of like, why would you do that? But that was what she did.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. And so now she obviously feels really guilty over that. And he's still pissed at her and won't forgive her, which I'm sure eventually he will because he's his sister. So he goes to the bar to talk to Seth some more. And
they're doing some deep cuts here with like sneaker pimps and a lot of like music, like a lot of dance music from the 90s in this thing.
There is. But while he's at the bar, he starts ignoring Seth because he sees Laura. And we're like, well, we were right. She's alive.
She's real.
She is real.
I guess corporeal as opposed to ethereal. Or in his head. Corporeal. I mean, it could be in his head.
Well, he does say, I think, doesn't he say something to Seth, I think, about, do you see her too? I think.
Yeah, do you see her?
Yeah. So he knows she's real. And this whole part is weird with him and Laura because they flirt, but yet he's, she was kind of his patient. He was kind of is maybe her patient later. It's very weird and very unprofessional, but he does say to her, hey, I'm sorry. I've had people come in thinking I was my father. But, he kind of makes up an excuse for why he didn't tell her the truth because he kind of has to, because otherwise he sounds like a complete dumbass. So, he tells her, I forget exactly what he says, other than, other people have been coming to him for therapy. And he's like, I am a psychiatrist. So he's like, therefore, I guess it makes it okay, which it really doesn't. But he's trying to write it off and say that it's okay what he did and give a reasoning for why he just let her believe that, which we know the real reason he let her believe that because he thought she was dead, but he's not going to tell her that. Thankfully, he did not tell her that.
He held back.
Laz is kind of sometimes, although he's not as dumb as Guy, he is sometimes dumb, and I thought he might tell her. So I was glad he did not.
He's a little too TMI at times.
Yes, he is. So I kind of thought maybe he was going to. He didn't. But I don't know. I mean, look, I think that they make a cute couple, but I also kind of feel like one of them at any point should have been like, no, this isn't good, because you have to either make a decision that you're never going to see each other as psychiatrists if you're going to date, or that you're not going to date because you might. You don't kind of do both. It just doesn't work. It's very bad. So as much as it was kind of cute, they're flirting, it was also kind of like, what the fuck are you both doing? Like, you're supposed to be professional. Stop.
Sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants.
Well, but that doesn't change the fact that I mean, look, when he told her what really happened, and he said, oh, I'm not my father, as long as she didn't intend to go back to see him again, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like later, he asked to see her and as a psychiatrist, and it's just all weird. I don't know. It's very weird.
Well, I guess technically she wasn't seeing him.
No, she wasn't, but he intended to go see her, so it was even more weird. All right, so then he goes back to the office and he sees Margot.
He sees Maud Margot.
Yeah, he sees Maud Margot.
From the 70s, straight from the 70s.
And since she looks like she's from the 70s, we have to assume that she is dead, which we would have assumed anyway since he's seeing her.
Yeah.
But he does not know what is going on other than she must be dead. But he sees her talking to, him as his father. They were talking about Billy because she tells him that, her kid needed help, that he was hanging around watching his patients. and she doesn't want anybody to get hurt. So of course now he immediately is like, Billy did it again, right? Because he was a little kind of off that kick. Now he's back on it. But
Can't trust that
I don't
kid.
know. I was a little trying to figure things out at this point and was wondering, and I think I'd said this before, but I had wondered if it was possible that Billy was the stalker. Like, I forget who it was. Somebody, oh, I know. That I didn't know if the dates matched up and it worked. Remember how like Cassandra had a stalker that didn't seem to be her boyfriend, which I don't think we ever find out who the stalker is, but I kind of wondered if it was possible that it was Billy because he's been hanging around the patients, like maybe he went to see her. Yeah. So this made me think he was more suspicious at this point and made me wonder. But I would hope that if he did kill people, he didn't kill his own mother. But I mean, then again, I guess if he's a killer, he's a killer. So it doesn't really matter, right? In the scope of things, if he's a murderer on a TV show, he's a murderer on a TV show.
His mom saw something.
Yep, she might have seen something. So he immediately, of course, goes to her house because, again, dumbass, like, oh, this part really annoyed me. Like, I get after he was saying he was worried about her. So, like, I get that. And I just realized some foreshadowing here, but,
yeah.
I totally get that he's worried about her, but he doesn't act like it. And he kind of breaks. Well, he doesn't he does break in the house. And I'm thinking you're trying to not get in trouble with the police and not be accused of murdering her because she's dead. Why would you come in and put your fingerprints all over everything? So in this case, he is as dumb as Guy. I'm sorry.
Doing every single thing to make him feel guilty if they actually do find her dead.
Yeah. And he already knows she's dead, so why do it? But he comes in, he's like, where are you? Oh, and then the even more stupid part that really, really... He picks up scissors, right? Doesn't he pick up the scissors? He picks up a pair of scissors, and it's like, I mean, I don't know how she was killed, but you don't break into somebody's house you think is dead, and you sure as hell don't
putting your fingers all over what could be a weapon.
Yeah, you don't pick up knives or guns or scissors or rope or shit like that. Like, leave it alone, okay? Yeah. Leave it alone. Yeah. So then Aiden shows up, and there he is with the scissors. He did take it. I mean, granted, they are kind of little scissors, but still. So then Aiden shows up because he's like, well, you were breaking into the house. And I do like this line where he says something like, so you thought you'd just break into? Like, you see your father. Yeah. Well, we don't know yet. He's his father.
Oh, like father, like son.
You see somebody doing something stupid. So, like, your immediate thought is, let me make it worse, right? Mm-hmm. I thought here what was going to happen. I really thought that he was going to, like, his son was going to get accused of it since he put his fingerprints everywhere too. Yeah. And I feel like Lazarus can't really yell at him because he was just as stupid. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, either way.
And then they both go to jail.
Yeah, and they both go to jail. So it's
that's how it ends.
Yeah. So he takes him back out. He gets him out of the house. And is this where they have their conversation? Or no, not yet.
Oh no, in the car, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm scanning through this recap. I don't see anything about Aiden. Okay, this isn't yet. He just tells them it's not a good time. So
and I thought Aiden was a ghost for a while because he always pops up all the time.
He does pop up kind of strangely, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is where he runs in the police station and he's like, Margot might be dead. And it's like, yeah, make yourself look more guilty. And Seth kind of thinks he's full of shit at this point. He was humoring him with the ghost stuff. But he ends up telling Allison here as well that he thinks Margot's dead. So he wants her to go look for her because he's worried about her, which again makes him look guilty. But I guess to be fair, if you killed somebody, you probably wouldn't kill somebody then immediately go to the police and say they're missing, they're dead. So
yeah, I thought it was a little weird too, because I wouldn't think that somebody would do that, like logically do that.
Yeah, I don't think you would, but then again, they're dumb, so who knows? So I think this is where they kind of fight, and he's mad at him, and he's like, "I was humoring you," and yeah, was not happy with them, and he's like, "I'm gonna go on the search for her because they're having a search in the woods," and he's like, "Don't go, Laz, don't go," and of course Laz goes because Laz is a dumbass, so he goes, and of course it's not gonna go well. But first he has a conversation with his father, apparently. Let's see, do I have any notes on that? Let's see. I don't have any. There's nothing here about this, so it must not have been super important. Scene. Do you remember what they were talking about, or was it just another kind of dad? What happened to you, and him not answering him?
Yeah, I think it went that way.
All right, fair. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing here in there reading about it. So they go out into
a
the
lot
woods.
of it's a slow burn, like a lot of mood vibe.
Yeah, it is. It is. So he goes out into the woods. There's Billy, and they're going to go out and look for Margot. He finds Margot's dog. At least the dog was okay. I was happy the dog was okay because that's what matters. The dog's fine. And then he suddenly sees Sam and Billy and some other guys who are there to attack Sam because he has listened to, I think because of what, if I remember rightly, I think it's because of what Laz told him. I think he said, didn't he say something to Billy that made him think it was him? Do you remember?
Who now? Olsen or someone else?
No, like the reason that Billy was going after him, it was because of something Laz said, wasn't it? That he was going after him and thought he was guilty.
Yeah, maybe.
He said something about being.
In my own defense, I kind of dozed off for about 5 minutes.
That's okay. That's okay. Either way, yeah. Either way, they attack Sam, and he stops them and punches them back, which he should. They're all going after this poor guy. He's been blamed every time for sometimes something goes wrong. I mean, it wasn't very long ago that Laz was blaming him. Now he's blaming Billy because he's moved on. But he ends up getting punched back and gets knocked down. And when he does, he sees Margot, who is dead. And I guess has been dead, I'm assuming. I thought later Allison said something about her being killed in the woods. I thought she meant like she was killed then, but she must have been killed before because otherwise he wouldn't have seen her ghost. So,
yeah,
it's sad. And they take her body and they arrest Billy because he attacked Sam, and Laz goes over to talk to him. And he says that he only went out on the search party because he heard about it on the radio because he was actually going fishing and stopped to join the search and probably shouldn't have because, this happened. But he does thank Laz. And I guess at this point, Laz is not suspecting him or he wouldn't have helped him, I assume. But we really don't know yet. Right now, Billy is his prime suspect. And then on the way home, he is stopped by Aiden again. And Aiden knows he's his father, which we all suspected this. I do appreciate that at least the way he got it makes sense. I don't know that they would have ran a paternity test without like ID, but it does explain that he got his DNA from his toothbrush, and it was supposed to be when he went into the house when he was cut earlier that we talked about. Like he went in their bathroom and he stole the toothbrush. So at least that made sense of how he got the DNA. Yeah. But he got a test run, and lo and behold, Laz is his father. This is probably not a good thing. He shouldn't be excited about this.
Probably something we knew as soon as we saw this boy.
Yeah, we kind of knew it from the beginning. So they kind of talk, and he tells him he didn't know. And, he tells him that if he had known, he would have stayed with his mother, and basically says he would have stayed with his mother and taken care of him, or that at least he would have taken care of him. He knew nothing about it. Aiden also says that, or I can't remember if he says, I don't think he told his mother he ran the test, but I think one of them says, I can't remember if Aiden says it or if Lazarus says it, but that there's a possibility she may not know that he isn't his son. They only were together one night.
That's enough time.
It's enough time. I mean, she still cheated on her.
TV time, as always.
Yeah. But they were only together one time, so there's a possibility she thinks it's Paul. He was Paul's too. So he doesn't. I think he like doesn't want him to go hard on her or something. I can't remember, but yeah, he has to take him home, and he drops him off to talk later, and then he goes over to Laura's house, to her flower door. I'm not sure what the flowers
Yeah,
represent.
I like that door.
Yeah, I do, but yeah, flower power. Goes over, and again, more awkwardness where he's like, I need to talk to somebody to work through my problems. And thankfully, she's like, well, here's a business card, come back. And still, she needs to be giving him a different get psychiatrist, not agreeing to see him. But yeah, it's bizarre, as I've said before. And then Seth gets called in to talk to the police. I believe, if I remember rightly, this is where he asks Seth if it's about Sam. And he's like, yeah, like really, really unbelievably. And he knows he's lying and says something about he's a bad liar. I think that was the scene, which I thought that was funny. I like that. But yeah, he goes to the police station and he's like, I didn't kill Margot, but he thinks Billy did. And she says that he was not on vacation, Billy, like he said he was, that he was actually in rehab. I think, doesn't she say that his father sent him to rehab or whatever? Because he was wasn't he like stealing his pills or something?
He was stealing drugs, yeah.
He was stealing drugs from the office or prescriptions from the office or whatever. So that was why he was he was in rehab. And that was, I think, also why he was hanging around the office. It wasn't actually that he was like stalking patients, it's that he was stealing drugs. But either way, he was not there while his father was killed, while Laz's father was killed. So he could not have killed him. Could he have killed Sutton? Maybe, but he couldn't have killed him. But Allison, Detective Brown, what do you want to call her? She says that she doesn't actually think Lazarus did it because she's been following him because she didn't trust him. Although I kind of question, like, I don't think she started following him until he told her that Margot was dead. So yeah, Margot was already dead at that point. So I'm not sure what her following him proved. But according to her, it means he's not guilty. So that's what matters, right?
I guess that was important to the plot.
It was important to the plot. Doesn't make tons of sense, but that's But anyway, he apologizes to Seth. And this is where he gives him the letter. He says that his father wrote for Billy to go to rehab. So
where did I find that letter?
Yeah. So he stole drugs from the office, and that's why he was hanging around there. And he does come back to the house and tells his sister, because the drugs that he stole were drugs that would knock you out. So he thinks that it wasn't Jenna's fault what happened, and that the reason why she doesn't remember what happened all the way is because he actually drugged her. He spiked her drink in order to get her to make out with him. So she may not have even kissed him if he hadn't spiked her drink, because I guess it takes away your inhibitions and your memory, from what I got out of what he said. So, he basically spiked her drink, got her to kiss him to make her jealous. And then she ran home too. And that's why she woke up and was like, what happened? So it's not her fault. And Laz does forgive her, but we knew that was going to happen anyway. So then they start watching this video that is from the night of the dance, the night she died. And I don't know if you can see in that picture, but he sees the stuffed dog in the picture, which is the dog that Sam gave him. And Sam told him that Sutton gave him the dog because he helped her find her grandmother's dog or something like that. So you have to question, how did he get the dog if it was in her room the night she died, unless he took it out of her room after she died or when she died or whatever. So it definitely makes him look guilty. I kind of question though. I think I misunderstood what the audio was in here because I thought they were saying that the person taking the video was actually Seth. And it made me wonder if there's a possibility that it was that Seth was, because Seth has connections to everybody. But I was informed by Karen and AJ that's not what they said in the video. So I don't know. I might have heard it wrong.
But what did they say?
No, I don't know. I just thought they said Seth. I thought that was who was recording it, but it might have been her brother. I mean, it might have been Laz. I don't know. But that was one of the things that made me think, could it possibly be Seth? But I still kind of at this point wondered, like, is it a possibility? I mean, you think about it. He had connection to Sutton. Because he knew them. He also liked Jenna. So, like, maybe he was jealous when Jenna kissed Billy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that somehow turned into a fight or something. Plus, on these kind of shows, I'm always trying to think of what's the person that doesn't seem suspicious. So that was my thoughts at the end of this. I thought it was possible. That was one of my ideas. But that is the end. I don't know. What do you think? What are some of your theories or suspicions or whatever? Scarlet? Scarlet, did we lose Scarlet? What happened? Whoop.
Am I still on here?
Yeah, but it sounds like your audio isn't working really well. Hello? Can you hear me?
Great. That's great. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you were kind of, there was noise in your background and I couldn't hear you for a second. I think your mic went out. Do you have any?
What was the question again? I just heard.
No, I was saying, do you have any theories or who do you think might be the killer and or killers?
My first one was maybe it's Lazarus himself because he can't remember anything.
Yeah, it could be. I definitely suspected him and his father at this point.
Oh, the father too, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, especially if he killed himself, that makes sense.
Well, just because I think that he's the one that moved Neil's body, because I don't think she got it up to her apartment by herself.
Yeah.
If she did in fact really kill him in the office, which it seems to be the case. So yeah, that was my thoughts. But I mean, why? I didn't have a why. That was just anything else? Any other ideas?
Well, we know it's not Billy.
No. Well, we know Billy didn't kill his father. That doesn't mean Billy couldn't have killed Sutton.
Okay. Do we think there's one killer or a whole bunch of killers?
There could be. I mean, I kind of thought there could. I figured, and I'm not saying whether it's right or not, but I figured that if somebody killed his father, that it's not the same person that killed Sutton, just because it was so many years ago. I thought at this point there were two killers.
Yeah.
Which there could be, there could not be, but I think that I don't think they're as connected as Lazarus thinks. I think he just thinks that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The heck? I don't know. Like I said, I like this show. I don't know that it's the best of the Harlan Coben shows, but I overall enjoyed it. I did think the first episode was slow. I told you that when I watched it. I had trouble getting into it, but once I saw the second one, I was hooked on it and wanted to see what happened.
Yeah, I had a similar experience because the first one moved really slowly, and then it was like I wasn't into it, and then I was into it because I watched the first two together.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think so did I at the time. The thing is that, like I said before, usually his shows have surprises and stuff. So when I watch his show, I'm always kind of like, well, it can't be the obvious person. Like, there's no way it's going to be the person you think it is, because that would be boring, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can look at it that way too, if you want. So yeah, that's that. All right. Well, this was a relatively short show for tonight. But next week we'll talk about the last two episodes, and I think that'll be easier to remember, because then I'm not like worried I'm going to say the wrong thing, which I kind of am a little bit, trying to make sure I don't tell you something I shouldn't, because it's hard without having tons of pictures. If I had thought about it, I would have went back and took more pictures, even if they were crappy, because at least it helps remember. But I don't have really great quality of the show. Every time I tried, and it just was not great. I mean, they're okay, but they're just not as good as they could be. as some of the other ones. But
Yeah.
But it's a good murder mystery, and at least it gave us something new to talk about. But we have Talamasca again. For people who are listening, please come back Monday.
I haven't caught up on Talamasca, so don't say anything.
I won't, but you'll be caught up by then.
Yeah.
But on Monday at 9:30 Eastern, we have our watch party, which I put the Discord link in the chat. We have our watch party in Discord. So you can get caught up there if you've missed the newest one. And then we have our live stream at 11. And then Tuesdays at 10, we have Fandom Access, where we kind of review everything that's shorter shows. And then pretty soon we'll be starting Stranger Things. Like I said, if people do want to see more for Pluribus, or if you guys want to see anything specific, please tell us in the comments. We're always open to it. It's just, right now there isn't as much going on, but want to know what you guys think. And please do let me know. I've kind of mentioned it, but not really asked people. Let me know if you're interested in seeing a show for Marvel stuff, because we seriously have been, AJ and I, discussing doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. rewatch, and hopefully interviews. But the problem is, and this is kind of the real reason why I haven't pushed it, is I don't know how to break it up, because I hate to do a bunch of episodes at once, because it's hard for everybody else to watch it along, but also for us to rewatch it. But there's like 135 episodes. So unless you want to be here for like 2 years, literally, we got to somehow figure out a way to do it. But, maybe we'll just do Marvel stuff. Who knows? And then I know, like, next year, Karen and I are going to be doing a Harry Potter show when it gets closer to the new series. Do some book discussion and that leading up to that, because I have read those books. Those are books I've read. I'm just laughing because you're always asking if I read this, if I read that. I'm not a big reader, but I've read Harry Potter. So yeah, there's that. But as for shows we do our talk about on live streams, I'm not sure there's a whole lot other than Stranger Things. But we'll be doing that soon. And of course, like I always say, check out the video tab for our interviews. There will be more going up soon, more Tulsa King, and of course, the artist. And like I said last night, I have the Clark Gregg interview will be going up once the embargo lifts. And I did ask him about I did ask him about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was the interview I was so excited trying to get, that I didn't think was going to happen. So there's that, and some other interviews for that show, talking about the shitting camel. I think I mentioned that before. It's just so funny. It's a long story. You have to watch it, but the interviews are embargoed. Don't want to say too much. So there's that. And then also, like I said last night, Tony Dalton for Trap House, who I also talked to about Daredevil. So that's coming as well. So yeah, all of you stay tuned, and please like the video, hype it if you have the ability, subscribe to the channel.
I don't know really how hype works. Hype is kind of a strange thing.
It somehow puts you on like a leaderboard, and if you get enough hypes, you show up on like the main page or something. But I think you have to get like a lot.
No, so we're really gonna show up at number one. Let's admit it.
No,
also,
I don't think.
Sometimes people's channels I can hype, and sometimes I can't. And it doesn't seem there's really any reason why I can hype some videos, but not other ones I've done.
I don't know. I thought it was like it was either turned on for you or not. Like it was rolled out slowly. But I know you only
because I would like to support the smaller channels, but it seemed like the smaller channels weren't getting the hype button, which you would think of the ones that need the hype button, it would be the smaller channels.
Right. Yeah, there are some, I think only certain channels get it, but once they get it,
I mean, if they have 100,000 subscribers, why do I need to hype their channel?
Yeah, then it doesn't make tons of sense. But yeah, you also can only do so many a week, and it only lasts for so long. Like it's something like 2 weeks or something after it's been streamed, you can't hype it anymore. I think it is. So there's that. But please also subscribe to Sci-Fi-Vision. We appreciate it, and we will see you at the next one. Please join Discord if you haven't, and you can get information on what's going on and all that fun stuff. It's pinned in the chat. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Good night.
See all your ghosts going away.